This video is presented by VoiceOver article. In America's 230-year history, the government seems to have forgotten that their job is to run the government as the people see as best and not the government telling the people what is best for them. The most recent example is the internet gambling ban signed into law last week by President Bush. The bill makes it illegal for banks and credit card companies to transfer money to casinos for the purpose of wagering on sports or games of chance, like roulette, blackjack and poker. These games are harmlessly enjoyed regularly by millions of Americans every day, but some people become addicted to these games, so the government is telling all of its citizens that no one is allowed to play these games in an online casino. This is not the first case of the government going against the wishes of the people. In the early 1900s, the government decided that the consumption of alcohol should be banned, because some people were developing health and mental problems related to drinking too much. So rather than educating the people on the ill effects of prolonged alcohol abuse, the American government banned alcohol. But instead of reducing the consumption of alcoholic beverages, it increased. And because the government was not allowing the production or importing of alcohol, organized crime got into the moonshine business, and eventually the government saw the error of their decision and repealed the law. Another great example of a failed policy to protect the people is the war on drugs that the government has been waging since the early 1980s. Billions of tax dollars a year goes into the war on drugs, but what are the results? The price of drugs has risen, and to support their habits, many drug addicts have had to commit acts of robbery and murder to get their drugs. The American prisons are packed full of people whose only crime was possession of these illegal drugs. Instead of being an industry that is regulated and controlled, you have people selling these drugs to kids in school playgrounds, and shooting each other to protect their territory. Had the government decided not to criminalize drugs but make it a heavily controlled industry, they could use the tax money for social programs like schools and to give Americans universal health care. Please do not misunderstand me. I am not in favor for legalizing hard drugs, but the current system is not working at all, but I am all in favor for legalizing online casino gambling. If I choose to play some hands of blackjack or poker from the comfort of my home, what rights does the government have to tell me not to, and what sense does it make that I can not play in a casino over the internet, but I can drive down the street to the local casino and play there? To enforce this ban, millions if not billions of dollars of software and computer hardware will be needed to monitor all of the bank's transactions, and that money will come from taxes instead of the government taxing online casinos or even having all the online casinos government controlled. Then they get all the profits to be used to improve the lives of the American citizens, millions of which are below the poverty line if not homeless. The American government needs to start rethinking its policy of treating its citizens like small children, or the American people need to demand a new government. This video is presented by VoiceOver article.